Welcome to another episode on our channel. We're continuing on with our saga of Cowboys and Aliens. Here's our last character, Daniel Craig, who played Jake Lonergan in the movie. This is a Medicom figure, and Medicom tends to make 1/6 scale figures, true 1/6 scale figures, but slightly smaller than the regular 1/6 scale figures. So it was a complete set, which I purchased, but unfortunately the chaps, which had a covering on them that made them look like leather, had started to peel off. And once that starts happening, you really cannot repair it. You have to basically take everything off. So maybe one day down the road, I can reverse engineer these chaps and actually have them look like leather again. But until then, I'm content with just kind of more of a cloth-like set of chaps on. He does not have a cross draw, so his holster is where it needs to be. This is an attachment that he stole from the Aliens that is actually a weapon. He has a cool hat. I did change out the head on this figure. It's the same size head as the head that Medicom had, but this head has definitely more details, more facial sculpt details than the previous head. So I thought this definitely had a better look. So we'll get him on a turn tray and see some angles with him, and then we'll get some tighter close-ups. We're back, and we'll take a couple of quick looks at his profile shots. So here he is from this angle. And he is pointing his hand in the direction of an alien warship to get a shot at them. Here he is from the other angle. And here he is, much more centered. We'll pause now and get some tighter close-ups of him. Here he is again, and he is not completely kitbashed. He's mostly purchased, but I did have to take the leather-like substance off his chaps and just left with material here. I did change the head sculpt because I think this is a much better head sculpt of Daniel Craig. So we'll pause now and get an even tighter close-up of his face. Here's a tighter close-up of his face. We'll leave it here a couple seconds, and then we'll pause, and I'll take his hat off so you can see his facial features much more clearly. Here he is without his hat. I did tilt his head slightly so you could get a different angle of how his face looks. Here's one last look at our figures. As you can see, the Medicom figure is slightly smaller than the typical 1/6 scale figure. Medicom does make 1/6 scale figures, but they are slightly smaller than regular 1/6 scale figures. But they work together. I hope you've liked what you've seen. If you have, consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. In the meantime, everyone, have a great day.